As you know, I recently moved to the area, to the UK from South Africa, and started a new job at GTN. Now, I'm getting to know the area, but we're not really settled in yet, and we're not even in a house, still camping at the in-laws. But today, Mark's off on a trip, and all the boys are editing, so there's not too much for me to do in the office. So Mark suggested maybe I should use this opportunity to ride around the area and get to know it a bit. The weather's great, so if that's what the boss says, that's what I'm gonna do. Not gonna argue with that. So let's go do some exploring. So, rather than aimlessly wandering the country lanes and back roads, Mark suggested a little task. He says, Wiltshire, that's the area we're in, is famous for its white horses. So why don't you hop on your bike and try and find as many of them as possible? Sounds like a good plan. So I've loaded the first one on my maps, and let's go find it. Made it to the first white horse already. As you can see, white horse. It's not open yet, of course. It's still early in the morning. So on to the next one. Whoops. Our route was a bit badly calculated. Riding over the highway. Some steep hills, but some stunning views. And sheep. Lots of sheep. I'm at my second white horse, and so far so good. Only problem is they're not open, which is not really surprising because it's early for a pint, even in the UK. I'm not sure whether Mark thought I was going to be leaving a lot later or riding a lot slower, but that's not actually the biggest problem. The biggest problem I'm finding is that I've just Googled this, and I can't seem to find any more white horse pubs in Wiltshire, so I'm not sure where to go next. There's a few white hearts, but I don't think those count. Mark definitely said white horses. I think it's time to give Mark a call and figure out what's going on here. Hey Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, good. We're just filming actually, so I do need to go quickly. What can I help with?
It's just I'm on this white horse ride that you sent me on, and I'm at the second pub. It's still closed, of course, and I can't find any more on Google Maps. Do you have any locations for these pubs?
Pubs? What are you talking about?
The white horse pubs. You said Wiltshire was famous for them?
No, Wiltshire's famous for white horses, not pubs called the White Horse.
You want me to ride around finding farm animals?
No, look, there's these white horses. They're chalk stone carvings on hillsides around Wiltshire. They're big monuments.
Yeah, of course. I gotta go. Hey, good luck with filming, mate. Bye. You learn something new every day. I just learned something new about Wiltshire. There's apparently white horses carved into the hillsides, and that's where I'm supposed to be going. All is not lost. The day is young, and plenty of time to ride and find these Wiltshire white horses, which are apparently stone carvings in hillsides, not pubs. Who knew? So I just Googled the nearest one, and it's actually just over this hill. So all is not lost. Easy to get there, no problem. But before I do, I am definitely going to Google where the rest of them are and pull out Commute, load a route on here, and transfer it to my Wahoo so that I can get there as efficiently as possible, because otherwise this could turn into a very long day. So it's only a few minutes later, and I found the first of my white horses. Let's go see if we can see it a bit closer. We're now at the White Horse. I know, because there's an information board. Apparently they're full-on tourist attractions. Who knew? So I just got a text from Mark though, and it says You did bring your own shoes with you, didn't you? I did. Because unlike the pubs, the white horses are not actually on the road, and you won't be able to get your bike there. Brilliant. But that's not a problem for you because you're a triathlete. Awesome. So now it's a duathlon. Bike shoes off. Lovely South African socks. Shoes on, running up the dirt path. There's the horse there, if you can see it. Probably not. That over there is apparently the Lansdowne Monument, and I know nothing about that. But while I was putting on my shoes, I did a bit of Googling about this horse. Apparently it's called the Churchill horse, and it was cut into the hillside in 1780. That's quite relevant because it actually predates the invention of the bicycle. So doing this ride to see it would have been a lot harder back then. There it is right there. I must admit, I'm quite disappointed that it's not actually white. Someone should get their chalk out. So this is called the West Kennet Avenue, and it's an avenue of 100 pairs of standing stones leading to Avesbury. Huh. So this is Avebury, which is apparently a pretty famous henge. See the stone circle? Not as famous as the most famous henge, which is Stonehenge, which is about 20 miles south of here. But a bit of history lesson. This henge in Avebury was built in the Neolithic period. What do you mean you don't know what the Neolithic period was? That was between 2800 and 2200 BC. So 4,800 years ago, give or take. Yeah, it's pretty old. So this is kind of Wiltshire scenery that my boys love. Combine harvesters and tractors. That gets a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old excited. Probably gets me a bit more interested than a bunch of white horses. But I think I can see one up ahead now. So I haven't put the old running shoes on, but maybe I should have, testing the old road bike along here. But it's getting us closer to the next horse, which is there. Hold on, cattle grid. There we go. We're good. There's the horse. This is called the Broadtown horse. It is. White horse. Number, what are we on? 3. Third horse on our route. This is the Broadtown horse, apparently. 1864 it was cut. Restored in 1991. You don't really get better days for riding than this. We're now the Hackpen white horse, which you can't actually see. You could see it on the way up the hill, which was a very steep hill, but it's just behind those trees. It's quite a good looking one. And I found this information board which says you can hike all 90 miles to see all the white horses. There are 8 of them. So it would have been nice of Mark to give me this information before I started this morning. 90-mile hike. Something tells me it's going to be a slightly longer ride. So I am now at Marlborough, the Marlborough White Horse, which is hiding from me. So I've looked all over here, and it's somewhere up there behind those trees, and I can't see it, which makes me feel like this was a bit of a ride here for nothing, and it's a little bit disappointing because I'm going to get 7 of the 8 horses. But I'll live with it because I'm not running around those hills all afternoon trying to find a hidden white horse. So on to the next one. Ooh, that was a steep hill. This is the Pusey White Horse, just over this stile and down there. I don't even need running shoes for this one. Let's get my bike over the stile. There we go, not so bad. I think we'll leave the bike there. Last white horse I'm doing before I get some lunch. And there it is, tagged it, Pusey White Horse. So having a little lunch picnic under the trees. 5 horses down, 3 to go. If you still count the Marlborough one, which I am counting. It's given me a chance to Google a bit more about these horses. Apparently the oldest white horse is the Uffington White Horse, which is from somewhere between 1380 and 550 BC. That's pretty old. But that's not actually in Wiltshire. So there are 13 horses in Wiltshire, of which only 8 are still visible, and I'm going to tag all of them today, hopefully 3 to go. I'm not going to lie, I was feeling a little bit down coming into this lunch stop, but some lunch and more than 1 jam donut, and I'm feeling a bit more enthusiastic about tagging these last 3. So back on the road, let's go. Alton Barnes horse. It's just up on this hill, but no road to speak of, and to be honest, no path to speak of either. So bike is parked, shoes are on, and it's next duathlon leg. Oh, so there's the horse peeking its head around the corner. Looks like we've got quite a run. This is going to be a long duathlon leg. I think that's the most impressive one yet. This is as close as you can get to the Alton Barnes White Horse. It's more impressive from further away, to be honest. Pretty sure I'm not on the path now. Back to my bike. Transition number, I don't know, 6. So there goes the Alton Barnes one. There on the hill. Just tag that one. I have to say, 2 left. I'm totally over the duathlon aspect of this challenge. I think the last 2, I can't get there from the road on my bicycle. I'll just take a photo of them from the distance because I am not fit enough for this many duathlon legs in one day. I've run into a bit of a problem, as you so often do on these adventures. It seems my element bolt from Wahoo has run out of battery. Almost certainly my fault. Probably didn't charge it, and I have been uploading maps to it and going wrong directions, and it's had to reroute multiple times. But I was about 1 kilometer away from the 7th horse when it died. and I couldn't find the horse, which shows just how much I was relying on it to navigate me. So I'm pulling the plug on the 7th and 8th horses and trying to find my way home using the old pull my phone out of my pocket and check the maps regularly method, which is not ideal, but we'll get there, and we'll have to tag those 7th and 8th horses some other time. My phone's just shouting at me saying GPS signal lost. Brilliant. This is adventure's not over just yet. So, true to form, Google Maps just sent me about 10 kilometers down a road that ended with a big gate, and Google Maps seemed to think I should just go through the gate, but of course that wasn't an option. So Google Maps has been fired, and we're now relying on Commute to get me home. But we've still got to get back to where we were before we started listening to Google Maps. Long day now. Well, final mile into home, I made it. I managed to navigate my way home eventually, with a few wrong turns along the way. It wasn't an entirely successful trip, given that I didn't make it to 2 of the horses, but pretty interesting tour of Wiltshire. Certainly got to know Wiltshire a bit better than I expected, considering I had to self-navigate my way home. I had to pay a bit more attention than I was planning to, and yeah, some of the history is pretty amazing, considering that the oldest of those horses is almost as old as South Africa itself. And the Avery stones date back over 4,000 years, so that's pretty incredible. Not that I'm much of a history buff. I still, even with my problems, a bad day on the bike is better than a good day in the office. And so I'll count a day as a pretty good day at work. Quite enjoying this GTN gig.